Hi, my name's Tahnee. I'm one of the occupational therapists and director at Hopalong Occupational Therapy for Children. I'm going to show you today what you can do with Mr. Yum, who's in your fine motor therapy play pack provided by Hopalong. So congratulations for getting a Mr. Yum into your family. Now Mr. Yum is a tennis ball that a slot has been cut out of, so when you squeeze him it appears like his mouth opens and closes. Great and really interesting for kids to play with. The best way that we can use Mr. Yum is with coins. So any type of coins you have around, pocket money is great. Squeeze Mr. Yum. Try and encourage the child to hold Mr. Yum between their hands and try not to let their joints bend from side to side. So we want a nice round C-shaped grip with their hands and with their thumb. They're going to pinch Mr. Yum between their fingers. If your child isn't quite strong enough, get them to use multiple fingers to squeeze with the thumb on that side. So to squeeze him tight. And with the other hand, he's going to feed Mr. Yum. And so he's going to put money in and Mr. Yum might go yum, 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 or some variation on that theme. We're going to put in coins today. Straight into Mr. Yum's mouth. Yum, yum, yum. You can also use pom-poms. So they're nice and soft. So if you're worried about small, hard objects at home, you can use pom-poms, and exactly the same, you can feed him open and close his mouth like that. You can really use anything that you have lying around at home. Marbles are also fine, so they can also go in. Got some buttons and some other game objects like some beads can go in, and also some little fish from another game as well. So nice and easy. You can then easily tip it out just by squeezing it together and shaking all the treasure out. Now one way of enhancing your child's fine motor skills by Mr. Yum is to get them to hold numerous items in their other hand. So they might hold 3 or 4 or 5 coins. And you want to encourage them in that hand to hold onto them tightly so they don't fall out, but to then just use those fingers to wiggle those coins up to the tip to then put in. So this is called in-hand manipulation skills. So they're manipulating an item in and around their fingers. So again, you just want to use those fingers to wiggle it up and put it in. You want your pinky and your ring finger, and maybe also your middle finger, depending on how big their hand is, to stabilize and to hold those other coins steady while their thumb and pointer finger is putting that into Mr. Yum. That's also how we want them to hold their pencil, and so it's a really good practice for that pencil grip and building those skill side fingers and those in-hand manipulation skills. So again, we don't want to use the other hand to go and reach them. We want to use these fingers to wiggle, 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 or transition up and then put in to Mr. Yum. So that's it. That's Mr. Yum. Have fun.